country. If I had to travel the world to fight, then so be it.
It's their levels and their stars and superstars. Okay, and they made the championship, not the championship made them.
This is it, the dream matchup, the one fight fans have been begging for. And now, it's finally happening. After years of criticism, deflections, and what some call blatant ducking, Canelo Alvarez is officially stepping into the ring with the pound-for-pound king Terence "Bud" Crawford. But it didn't just get announced quietly. Nah, they kicked it off with a face-off that shook the boxing world. Two of the most dominant fighters of this generation. One ring, one massive legacy on the line. And if that face-off was any indication, this is gonna be war.
The one thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. You know, Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We going to do everything we can to him. We going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him. Because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better know Crawford is coming.
Let's talk about the moment that broke the internet. Crawford versus Canelo. First face-off. It went down right after Canelo's dominant win over William Skull. The Mexican superstar was still drenched in sweat, gloves off, smiles fading. And boom, cool and collected as always, just smirked. Meanwhile, Canelo's body language screamed, "You're in my house now." And the crowd? The MGM Grand went nuclear. Fans were split down the middle, some chanting, "Canelo, Canelo," while others roared, "Bud, Bud." We haven't seen this type of energy since Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Let's be very clear, this ain't just another big fight. This is the fight Crawford has wanted for years. Ever since he stopped Errol Spence Jr. and became the undisputed welterweight champion, Bud's been calling out Canelo, publicly, consistently. But every time, Canelo had an excuse. He said, "I won't come down in weight. He's too small."
And I can't go down anymore. But like he say, when they ask him for the Germonta fight, they don't wanna get credit for that fight. It's the same for me. I don't need to take that fight because everybody's gonna say it's too small, it's too small, it's too small, and then, he needs to enjoy his fight.
Okay,
he deserves it. He deserves it. I like Spence, but I like Spence and all the respect for him and everything. But I knew. I think is the type of fight Terence Crawford is different. 168, but like I say, like he say, nobody's gonna give me credit for that.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, Crawford was stacking bodies and building a resume that made every excuse look weak. He's been running through divisions like a boss, from lightweight to junior welter to welterweight, and now he's ready to walk through the gates of super middleweight.
So every time I see him, he'll come and be like, "Canelo."
You're right. Yeah, you know how Billy do it too. Yeah.
So every time I'll be like, "Man, come on, man."
Yeah.
So every time he say that, I just be like gradually getting into like looking at like okay, and he's not that big. He heavy, but he's not that big.
Right.
And I'm just like, all right. I'm laughing, but at the same time it started hitting me like, all right, man, maybe he on to something. Then I started sizing him up, and I'm like, all right, well, Canelo 5'7", my arm's longer.
Yeah.
He's strong, I'm strong.
Right.
to me, skill for skill.
Right.
You know, because Canelo not the biggest 168 fighter. So I just started looking into it, and I'm like, man.
No more hiding. No more dodging. Because after Canelo's latest win over William Skull, the fans demanded something bigger. And Canelo knew he couldn't stall anymore.
I've been beating up big dudes all my life.
Because they underestimate your bud.
It's just, even if they didn't, I'm going to beat you up. You know, I can fight.
Right.
You know, so if you watch, like, all these dudes bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't care. But I'm going to find a way to win, no matter what.
In September, are you going to pull this? I shook up the world. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you.
Definitely. That's definitely going to be, you know what I mean, one of the moments, you know. I need the doubters to fuel me. What you think he'll do if he go up 2 more weight classes? I need that, you know, because that's going to make me more focused and turn into a different animal. So I need the people to say, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not.
And guess who was making all that noise every time Canelo dodged Crawford? None other than Oscar de la Hoya.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford, in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, Fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, and this is the truth again.
The bad blood between him and Canelo runs deep, and ever since Canelo ditched Golden Boy Promotions, it's only gotten nastier.
Company you fought under for decades has always had one name, and it's mine. So put some fucking respect on it. As for Jaime, he has always dared to be great, just as he's this Saturday night, of a full circle for him. Remember when Jaime...
So best believe, when Canelo finally steps in the ring with Bud, Oscar's gonna be ringside backing Crawford all the way. 'Cause, let's be real, there's nothing De La Hoya wants more than to see Canelo catch an L.
But Crawford doesn't rely on his power, he relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime. And so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
There you have it, Oscar De La Hoya talking about Crawford Canelo.
Now let's rewind to what led us here. Canelo versus William Skull.
Canelo fans, please pray for Canelo. He's about to fight William Skull in Saudi. Pray for Canelo, bro. Pray for Canelo, bro.
Bro, but don't you get it? Canelo will never lose because Turkey needs him to win.
Yeah, he's not going to lose.
There's no way
Damn,
Turkey.
bro.
There's no way Turkey gets his Crawford fight if Canelo loses. So that's not happening.
It's a deeper, darker criminal link. I don't trust it. Pray for Canelo, man. Turkey might say, yeah, you was talking all that shit when I was first trying to get you. Now look what we gonna do for you. We got you in Riyadh. Let's get that L up off you. And you still got to fight Crawford.
Skull came in undefeated, highly touted, and hungry. But from round one, it was obvious. He wasn't on Canelo's level. Canelo just stood in the center of the ring, took his time, and broke Skull down like he was doing cardio. Body shots, uppercuts, cutting off the ring like a veteran, he made it look effortless. At times, it felt like Canelo was just getting rounds in.
How are you feeling after your great performance tonight?
No, I feel great. I win, I come to put a great show, but to put a great show you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with William Scott?
Yeah, a little bit, but.
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him, you just come to, you can not win a fight like that, fighting like that. And he say, I'm sorry, it's my first time and I just tried to put a good fight and I'm so sorry. That's fine.
How are you feeling after your great performance tonight?
No, I feel great. I win, I come to put a great show, but to put a great show you need both fighters. So, but at the end of the day, win is a win.
Are you frustrated with William Scott?
Yeah, a little bit, but.
What did you say to him at the end of the fight?
I say to him, you just come to, you can not win a fight like that, fighting like that. And he say, I'm sorry, it's my first time and I just tried to put a good fight and I'm so sorry. That's fine.
It ended in a wide unanimous decision. And while some fans were disappointed with the matchup, they had no complaints when Crawford stormed the ring. That moment flipped the switch. What felt like another stay-busy fight for Canelo turned into the biggest announcement of 2025. So now, here we are. The fight's officially signed. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, happening later this year. No catchweights, no tune-ups, no politics.
When did it come to a point, how long ago was it for yourself when you realised that the Canelo Alvarez fight is a possibility for you?
Just looking over the landscape of boxing and the opportunities and the accomplishment that Canelo had and, sizing them up and things like that. I know we ain't never been in the ring before, but, it's a great opportunity for me in my career.
And that idea of yourself of chasing greatness, inside, how much does that excite you over that, with it all together, that idea of chasing greatness? It's always something you've done, to do that, sort of stepping up in weights. How much is that an exciting proposition for you?
Oh, it's very exciting. It's like throwing gasoline on a bucket of fire. I'm very competitive, and I'm looking to be competitive in a fight in September.
Crawford's moving up to 168 to face one of the most dangerous men in boxing. And that's what makes this fight so insane. This isn't just about belts. It's not even just about legacy. It's about daring to be great.
I feel I got the speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older.
He
does. Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters. The skill level is night and day.
So how do you see a fight with Canelo though?
It's a tough fight. Canelo is a great fighter. Like I always had respect for Canelo, but I just believe in my skills. The fact that people doubt me, it just fueled me even more. Try to get the fight even more. And I'm watching them, I'm like, man, I can beat this dude. I've been fighting people bigger than me all my life, and I always came out on top. You gonna get hit. It's a fight. He gonna get hit too. It'll be good.
Canelo's been the king of the super middleweights, undefeated in that division, undisputed. He's been taking fights with guys like John Ryder, Jermell Charlo, Edgar Berlanga, and William Skull. Respect to those names, but let's be real. None of them are Terence Crawford. Let's talk about what this really means for Bud Crawford. This isn't just a jump in weight, it's a leap into the lion's den. Canelo has been fighting killers at 168 and even at 175. His power is different. Just ask Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, or even Sergey Kovalev. Crawford, on the other hand, started at 135 pounds. Let that sink in. He's going up 3 full divisions from his lightweight days.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3. And then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago. Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
A lot of pros are worried for him. Some are wondering what happens when he takes a clean Canelo shot to the ribs or the chin. This ain't Spence. This ain't Porter. This is Canelo, the face of Mexican boxing, with knockout power in both hands.
It is my biggest concern when it comes to Terence Bud Crawford, when people, for some reason, keep mistakenly comparing him to Floyd Mayweather when it comes to being an elusive fighter. Terence Crawford and Boots Ennis has a similar approach to boxing. They are boxer punchers, and it's because Terence Crawford was too big and too strong for most of the opponents. He was too athletic, too. Foot speed, hand speed, just too accurate. Physically, probably the best athlete in the boxing world. He does the same thing, which is why he's been dropped, which is why he's been rocked, which is why he gets hit a lot with consecutive punches. You saw him get Madrimov, you saw him get David Hamid. You saw the type of punches he was getting landed on from Showtime Sean Porter, right? Because he's used to bullying cats. And that's what I'm concerned about with him versus Canelo Alvarez.
But here's the twist. Crawford has done this before. Every time he moves up, people say he's too small. And every single time, he dominates.
They talk all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost. You know, so let's not do that, Canelo.
He didn't just beat Spence, he embarrassed him, made it look like a sparring session. And now Crawford is bigger, stronger, and more dangerous than ever. So the question is, will that skill and IQ translate to 168? Or will the weight finally be too much?
Terence Crawford has had one fight above 147 pounds, and everyone, including Terence Crawford, will tell you that was not his finest performance against Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school and say, you know what? Canelo is too far in a decline to beat Terence Crawford. Not until I've seen what Terence Crawford looks like at 168 pounds.
No, same here. And even though we could see Canelo Alvarez diminishing, we're still going to favor him because he's been in there with the bigger, stronger men. Crawford's not going to be able to hurt him. Crawford will be able to pepper him up, win rounds. Like I tell you, I have an image of Canelo Alvarez after the fight. He's going to be bloodied and bruised because he's going to get pot-shotted. He's going to throw 2-3 punches, pepper him up, and then get an angle. Then once Canelo starts realizing I'm falling behind here or I'm getting hit too much, I got to do something great. That's when Crawford's going to have to get on his bike.
And not to mention, there's a whole argument on Crawford not having the same level or resume as Canelo, which could have a direct impact on how this fight plays out.
There's no Triple G on Bud's resume. There's no Trout on Bud's resume. There's no Daniel Jacobs on Bud's resume. Canelo is the one that's fought the elite level opposition. It's Canelo that fought Laura. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. There is no Laura on Bud's resume. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ. Bud has never faced a multiple division champ.
Yeah, but Bud is an elite boxer.
So you're an elite boxer, but you haven't fought elite boxers.
Let's talk opinions, because the boxing world is split down the middle. Edgar Berlanga said it straight. Skill for skill? Bud trumps. But it all comes down to the weight difference. And that's in Canelo's favor.
My good friend, my brother, Terence Crawford, wants to fight Canelo.
Yeah.
Just from your expert opinion, knowing how Canelo fights, what he's like in the ring, I know you haven't been in the ring with Terence, but what do you think of that fight?
I truly believe, that, anything can happen in boxing, you know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that, is his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do way better. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Crawford is a legend, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, you can't count him out. You know what I'm saying?
Sean Porter is concerned about Canelo going into this fight and fighting a much stronger and bigger opponent.
The others say, like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, you know. So I think, if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he's still got that kind of steam. But, you know, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour easily when we talk about all of the components that Terence Crawford has, all of the components that Canelo have, and how we find how they even out and who trumps one another, you know what I mean? We tried to do that with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and we see how that panned out, you know what I mean? So,
But let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. If Terence Crawford wins this fight, he goes down as one of the greatest to ever do it. Period. End of story. Undisputed in 2 weight classes. Beating Canelo at 168. That's Hall of Fame on steroids.
Along my career, I've been criticized, and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments just off of pure hate. So what would they be able to say with me going up 2 weight classes? If Canelo become undisputed again and I beat Canelo, what could they say? They'll say something, but what
they're gonna find something, you know that.
But what can they really say?
Right.
You know?
And if Canelo wins, he shuts down every doubter who ever said he was ducking Crawford. He reminds everyone why he's the face of boxing. Not just Mexican boxing, but boxing worldwide. This is more than a fight. This is legacy versus legacy. 2 careers colliding at their absolute peak. So now the countdown begins. Crawford versus Canelo. Who you got? So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.